You remember exactly where you were when they took the Turkey Twizzlers away. One day, they sat piled on your school dinner tray, and the next, they were gone, banned, with one man holding the smoking gun. Jamie Oliver's school dinners campaign was meant to be a feel-good story about a celebrity chef winning £280 million to save a generation from junk food. But here's what nobody talks about. Within months, school meal uptake collapsed and children started going hungry. In South Yorkshire, mothers were passing chips through the school fence like it was a prison yard. We're talking class warfare, public humiliation, and a backlash so brutal that Jamie Oliver still gets spat at nearly 20 years later. The golden age of beige. Before Jamie Oliver showed up, school dinners existed in a strange equilibrium that wasn't pretty but worked. Schools spent just 37 pence per child per day on ingredients, less than a quarter of what prisons spent on inmates. Compulsory competitive tendering in the late 1980s had gutted the kitchens, ripping out proper cooking equipment and replacing it with deep fat fryers and freezers. Dinner ladies weren't chefs, they were reheaters. Open the packaging, warm it up, serve it out. Here's the thing people forget. The kids actually ate it. Turkey Twizzlers, potato smileys, pizza, chips. Beige, processed, and children put it in their mouths without complaint. Uptake sat steady at 42%, while dinner ladies worked manageable shifts. Contract caterers like Scholarest and Compass built entire business models around this system because it was efficient, predictable, and profitable. The food was terrible, but the machine ran smoothly. And that's when two forces collided that would blow the whole thing apart. The perfect storm. The mid-2000s brought peak obesity panic to Britain, with newspapers running constant Fat Britain headlines while government studies warned of an epidemic. Politicians were desperate for a visible win, something to show they were doing something. Jamie Oliver arrived at exactly the right moment. Young, telegenic, mockney charm. He had built a brand as the naked chef, the cheeky lad who made cooking look effortless. Now he had a cause. Channel 4 cameras followed him into Kidbrooke School in Greenwich in 2004, where he declared war on everything he saw. Jamie's school dinners aired in early 2005 and pulled 5.3 million viewers who watched children struggle to identify vegetables while dinner ladies broke down on camera. Britain watched in horror. The timing was perfect for everyone except those who would live with the consequences. Government needed a hero. Media needed a villain. Turkey Twizzlers became the villain. Jamie became the hero. His Feed Me Better petition hit 271,677 signatures, 13 times the original target. On the 30th of March 2005, Jamie delivered it to Downing Street, where Education Secretary Ruth Kelly stood waiting with an announcement prepared. £280 million over 3 years, new nutritional standards, minimum spending mandates, and a new quango called the School Food Trust. Jamie Oliver had won. Magazine covers, political handshakes, praise for the celebrity chef who had beaten the system. But winning the battle and winning the war are very different things. The machine breaks down. Here's what £280 million couldn't buy. 20 years of institutional knowledge that had already been destroyed. The money sounded transformative in press releases, but split across every school in the country, it barely made a dent. Kitchens that hadn't cooked from scratch since the 1980s were suddenly expected to produce fresh meals daily, most lacking the equipment entirely. Supply chains built around frozen processed food couldn't pivot overnight. And then there were the dinner ladies, women earning minimum wage, working split shifts, who'd spent years mastering a system designed around reheating. Overnight, they were expected to become trained chefs with the same pay, the same half-hour serving windows, and triple the workload. Nobody asked if this was possible. Nobody consulted them at all. Staff at Kidbrooke threatened to resign from exhaustion. Jamie's solution was sending them to army boot camp, which made great television but fixed nothing. One Edinburgh dinner lady with professional training described 5 years struggling with underpaid, overworked staff before giving up entirely. Her words were blunt. If you're going to cook proper food from scratch, you have to take a long, hard look at staff training, conditions, and rates of pay. Nobody took that look. September 2006 brought interim rules banning deep-fried food more than twice weekly, and September 2007 brought full nutritional requirements. Children looked at the new menus, shrugged, and walked away. Please help me out and drop a like and subscribe. It helps immensely with my channel's reach. Cheers. The Rotherham Resistance. The numbers were catastrophic. Ofsted found participation dropped between 9% and 25% across most schools surveyed, while nationally uptake collapsed from 42% to just 32%. Hundreds of thousands of children simply stopped eating school food. But here's what Westminster didn't understand. Those kids didn't go hungry in silence. They found alternatives. Chip shops near school gates reported queues out the door at lunchtime, while corner shops saw sales spike. Children with pocket money bought crisps and chocolate instead. Children without money just didn't eat. The campaign designed to improve nutrition had made it actively worse. And that's when the image arrived that defined the entire backlash. September 2006 at Rawmarsh Community School in Rotherham, two mothers named Julie Critchlow and Sam Walker started taking orders from children and passing burgers, chips, and fizzy drinks through the school railings. For 2 weeks, they fed up to 60 kids a day. Critchlow's explanation was simple. The school was desperately ill-equipped, trying to serve 1,200 dinners in 2 half-hour sittings without enough staff. Her children came home telling her about jacket potatoes raw in the middle. The tabloids went feral. The Sun branded them junk mothers and sinner ladies, while cartoons depicted them as overweight slobs. And Jamie Oliver, appearing on Jonathan Ross's show, delivered the line that would haunt him for decades. He called them fat old scrubbers. A millionaire celebrity chef with a Mockney accent and Range Rover, sneering at working-class mothers on primetime television. Julie Critchlow became something she never asked to be, a folk hero for everyone who felt lectured, judged, and ignored. Jamie doubled down, called parents giving kids fizzy drinks assholes on camera, used the phrase white trash. The class war was fully ignited, and the man who'd come to save working-class children had turned himself into their enemy. The numbers that buried him. The final verdict came quietly, buried in academic research that never made front pages. In 2009, the University of Essex published a study tracking Greenwich school children over 5 years. Researchers found improvements: 6% better English scores, 8% better science, fewer sick days. Vindication at last. But hidden in that data was a finding that destroyed the entire narrative. Gains were concentrated among children from wealthier families. Kids on free school meals, the poorest children Jamie was theoretically saving, showed no significant improvement whatsoever. The campaign designed to help working-class kids had mostly benefited the middle class. Wealthier families absorbed rising meal prices and kept eating school dinners. Poorer families couldn't, so their kids switched to packed lunches, chip shops, or nothing at all. Jamie Oliver started a revolution, and the wrong people paid for it. The Vultures Circle. While canteens emptied, others made money from the chaos. Contract caterers used the disruption to renegotiate deals and exit unprofitable contracts. Local chip shops picked up the lunchtime traffic schools had lost. Packed lunch sales soared, meaning supermarkets now profited from parents who had given up on school food entirely. The School Food Trust became the Children's Food Trust, then closed entirely in 2017 when funding got cut. Michael Gove exempted academies from nutritional standards for years, while Jamie accused him of eroding everything. The revolution's infrastructure collapsed while nobody watched. Then 15 years later came the ultimate humiliation. August 2020, Bernard Matthews announced Turkey Twizzlers were coming back, exclusive to Iceland and marketed as the comeback of the century. They sold out in hours. The new recipe contained 70% turkey instead of the original 34%, with half the calories. But improvement wasn't the point. Revenge was. 2 decades of resentment served cold. Jamie revealed the toll in a Netflix documentary. At a zoo with his children, a woman nearby announced, "That's Jamie Oliver. I don't like him. He's an asshole." His kids heard every word. As he walked away, she shouted about the Twizzlers. He admitted pupils had spat at him during school visits and called those years the most miserable of his life. The final whistle. By 2025, children eligible for free school meals hit an all-time high of 2.2 million, 1 in 4 kids. Jamie Oliver got his £280 million and standards written into law. He proved better food can improve results for children who could afford to keep eating it. But the dinner ladies burned out, the canteens emptied, and the poorest kids showed no improvement at all. Mothers got called scrubbers on national television, and the Turkey Twizzlers came back anyway. The system was rotten before Jamie arrived, and it's still rotten now. The difference is that somewhere in Rotherham, Julie Critchlow is remembered as the woman who fought back. And somewhere in a zoo, Jamie Oliver is still getting abuse from strangers. When you declare war on a community while sneering from a Range Rover, you don't get to act surprised when they never forgive you. But what do you reckon? Did Jamie save school dinners or just make enemies for life? If you remember those 37 pence lunches or refuse to eat whatever replaced them, drop your memories in the comments. We'd love to hear your take. And if you enjoyed the video, give us a like, hit that subscribe button, and tap the bell so you don't miss any more deep dives like this one.